TNT Radio, tu radio en Internet.
Bueno, tenemos hoy con nosotros otra vez, porque lo hemos tenido varias veces, a una de las máximas estrellas de la guitarra europea. Se trata de Herman Frank, guitarrista que estuvo en Accept, que tiene su propia banda, Herman Frank Band, que está en Iron Allies, y que hoy viene a presentarnos el nuevo disco de Victory, un disco que se llama Circle of Life y que para mí es una obra maestra que sale el próximo 13 de septiembre. Así que lo saludamos. Hi Herman, how are you?
¿Cómo está, amigo?
Muy bien.
Buenos días, señores.
Okay.
These are the only words I'm speaking in Spanish. I'm sorry.
Oh, I am ready
Or
to
maybe dos cervezas.
I am ready to do the interview in Spanish, eh?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready when you are.
Well, it's better we do it in English for two.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I can do it in German too, obvious.
I'll try my best.
Okay, Herman. Well, Victory is a very ancient band. Along the years you had different lineups, but basically three. One in the 80s, one in the 90s, and the actual. Do you think the present lineup is the best in Victory's history?
It's hard to tell. It depends on the times, you know. Actually, it's a shame that members are leaving or change members, you know, and come up with a newer lineup. But there's nothing else you can do than to form a new lineup when the older, where the original members, they might be getting a little older than me, than I am. And I'm very satisfied with the new lineup. And the new lineup is already since now 3-4 years now, and I guess it's a very, very good one, good lineup. As you can hear on the past albums, what was it, Gods of Tomorrow, and now the new one, which I think is maybe a step more up and maybe a little bit better than the last one, Circle of Life. And you can't do anything if somebody doesn't want to join the journey anymore, you know.
Well,
leave them up.
You had 4 singers too in Victory: Charlie Huhn, Fernando García, Yoti Pacharidis, and Gianni Pontillo. What are the main differences between them, if you are capable to do it?
The size. Every of these singers got his own character, so his very specific character voice. But all in all, I guess that's why I came up with Johnny. I found him in a festival. He was singing with his own band. I guess I told you already. And he's pretty close to all the other singers. He's able to copy maybe the timbre, the sound of voice, in a very good, in a very special way. So I guess he's the most outraging guy from all this. Charlie Huhn, he got his voice, Charlie Huhn. Nothing else, nothing left, nothing right. Fernando Garcia, the same. And Yoti, maybe he was also able to copy the other guys. But all in all, I'm not looking for exact copy of 3 different singers. That's impossible. You have to find a singer who's able to get pretty close to these characters, but still have his own character and his own kind of like voice. And I think Johnny fulfilled this job very good. But it's impossible to find a copy who's able to sing these brilliant 3 other singers in the same way. It's not, and I'm not looking for this anymore. Maybe KI. Now in artificial intelligence is coming up. Maybe then I find someone.
Well, for me, Gianni is a very good singer for Victory, because I've seen you 2 years ago in Ripollet Rock, and I've seen Gianni singing the past songs, or the very, very first songs of Victory, and his voice adapts perfectly for these songs.
As I told you, I mean, I'm quite satisfied with this performance, and these days he's even better. He's more in the band now. He got more experience. He's we did a lot of shows in the meantime after COVID for sure. We got a chance to do some shows, and we take this chance. So he's getting better every concert, and I guess pretty soon we are back in Burgos. I guess I haven't been there for a while. Maybe I haven't been there at all in my lifetime. But if you have a chance to listen to this guy, go for it.
Well, you will edit new album, Circle of Life, next September 13th.
Yeah.
Why this title for this album, Circle of Life?
Maybe it's the story of my life, of my kind of like career. You know, the up and downs and left to and rights and circles and whatever. The original meaning is I got this title for years in my mind, and also the cover. And this time I said, oh, now it's time for it. Let's do it. Circle of Life means you start with nothing, with a zero, and then you add one, you divide one, you subtract one. But the most important thing is that if it's 5 to midnight, then you have to stand with the one in this clock, in this circle. You shouldn't leave with a zero.
Well,
right before you die, you have to have a one.
It will be the second job with the current lineup. Obviously, you are the main composer of the songs. You are the main writer. Did someone of the band contributed to write these songs too?
Johnny is bringing up a lot of ideas. The all in all main composer, as I said, you're speaking to. I got so much. I don't know how to tell you. You know, maybe I have this talent to write a couple of songs for Victory, and all the others bring up they add their ideas to the songs, but the main riffs, the main song, I'm coming up with, and as long as it works this way, I'm fine. You mind? It's better to have one captain on board, not 5.
Yes, for me, it's better for a band had a captain and for sailors, because if there are,
it's the same. It's the same. You work in a kitchen in a hotel, in a really big kitchen. You have to have one cook. Otherwise, yeah. It goes different ways. A lot of discussions if everybody wants to bring up his ideas. I'm not afraid or defending other ideas. If they're good, they're fine, but they have to fit in the style of Victory. And for example, Mike, he had 20 years at least younger than I am. So he didn't grow up in this time, in the age of this hard rock period or this heavy metal period. Johnny is getting more used to it, but also in the beginning, he wasn't sure which melody lines he should use, or which chorus, or which lyrically wise he should write lyrics, you know. So I guess they have to learn the same 10 or 5 or a couple of years than I did. It's a long way that you will find your style. Rather you have it then, or you won't. You never will find it. And to have this style, yeah, you can't blame somebody who's much younger than I am. So more or less, I'm the captain on board, and the guys are lucky with this. In this case, why should I change it? Nah. There's no need for.
Is it fits and run well? Well, it doesn't matter the changes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this record is done on the line of Victory's style, with hard songs, heavy riffs, and your amazing solos. But there are some very melodic songs, like Surrender My Heart, Unbelievable World, Falling, and Reason to Love. Can you tell us something about these songs, about these melodies?
I think they're fitting quite well in this album, you know. It's impossible to write an album, the same album again and again. So I think this album is in the history of Temples of Gold and Culture Killed the Native. And also on Culture Killed or Temples, we came up with a couple of faster songs or a little bit more metal rock or something. So I guess Surrender My Love is, yeah, it's not a heavy, it's a heavy song, but not that heavy. But I like the riffs and I like the chorus a lot. It's still very hard rockish. And yeah, I don't think that much about if I'm coming up with 10 songs, they have to fit all in one album. And I guess they do. And I can't copy the songs from the past. I don't want to. It's impossible. It's a different time right now. And an album, it's just a moment, a screenshot of 2 years, maybe. You know, the working period, or the period of creation, the songs, maybe that's just 2 years. So in these 2 years, I came up with this idea. And, hey, I hope people like it. I mean, there's nothing wrong to go a little bit more heavier and a little bit more faster once in a while. And I'm tired of only writing or recording ballads or some stuff, you know. Once in a while, I need it a little bit more heavy.
Yes, there are more heavy songs in this record too. Other songs are full of force, like Tonight We Rock.
Unbelievable World is a heavy one.
Tonight We Rock, Count on Me, Money, or Virtual Sin are very, very strong songs. What about those songs? Do you think this...
Tonight We Rock is one of my favorites on this album. I do love the riff. It's such a simple thing in the beginning, but it's so heavy. And I guess maybe we open up for a tour with this song, because it's there's nothing to add on. It's simple, heavy, and wakes you up for a show. That's, for example, one of my favorite ones. There's so many. I mean, every song is one of my favorites. Otherwise, wouldn't have recorded. But it's one of the albums I still like to listen back after weeks after also recorded it. You know, I'm often back in my kitchen when I'm coming back from the studio and listen to the whole album, and I still enjoy it.
Well, do you think you've got the perfect balance between melody and heaviness to satisfy all the Victory fans? Because in this record there are all the I don't know what's in English. There are different songs, but all the songs runs very well with this album.
That's the most important thing. I mean, if you have to look song for song, and if each song for me it's quite good and hearable, and I'm quite sure that there are a lot of people that like this song. A couple of other people's maybe their favorite is this song or another one. But all in all, if you look for the album, all in all, it's quite high average on songs. You have in every song nice riffs, nice verses, cool guitars, great leads, and even more better hook lines, choruses. So what else can you think of? And for the critics right now, when the first critics come in right now, people are very satisfied. We high ranked there are always these competitions, the best 50 albums of the month or something. So we at least got reviews from two big magazines in Germany. We are in the first 5. One is ranked 2, one is ranked 4. I guess we did something right. And I'm always telling this in each album. First of all, I record an album, first of all, I record an album I have to like by myself. Then the band has to like it, second. And then if people out there in the world, and there are enough people, I guess we have 10 billion people, if a couple of them still also like the album, I'm quite satisfied. And for the people, there might be people, they say, oh, why shouldn't they should have recorded another ballad or whatever, or songs like In Culture or Temples. I guess we did. Listen carefully, and everybody will find at least 5 songs he would like to, for sure. I'm bet. I go for a bet.
Well, for me...
right now, I couldn't even think to write this album in a better way. I think it was, because the band was very excited to enter the studio. We got a chance to have live performance, a lot of shows together. So everybody knew better what me as a producer is expecting. And I guess everybody fulfilled his job.
For me, it's a perfect album. And one of the hard points in the record are the very catchy choruses, as you said before.
Yeah.
In the line of your last record, Gods of Tomorrow, because Gods of Tomorrow had 2 very, very, very catchy choruses, but for me are more catchy in this case. Is it a kind of band's evolution?
Yeah. I guess it's the whole band. And it's the way we could prepare ourselves for the recordings. In the last album, there was this COVID situation. We got less chances to work together personally, only via a WhatsApp video or whatever video, on your iPhone. And this time, Johnny flew over to Hanover twice, or 2 or 3 times, and we stuck in my little studio for a couple of days and worked on the songs. We got a chance to work on it, also with a drummer and a bass player and a guitar player. And then everybody was perfectly ready, prepared when we entered the studio for 10 days recording. So we this time we got a more comfortable chance to compose the thing. Also for me, by myself, I just felt it this way. I wanted to have a better album, even better. There's no border in to get. I wanted to break the level of the last one.
Well, next fall and winter, you will do an extensive tour in Germany and 2 dates more in Switzerland. Will you do an Europe tour before that on a springtime?
In springtime, in 25, it's already confirmed and it's advertised that we go for a double headliner show with Gravedigger. I guess 17 or 18 shows. And in end of September, we are doing just 10 shows. Maybe it's a warm call. We call it warm up tour. We will see what happens, but we are very excited to go on tour on the road. And in the meantime, we played a couple of festivals. Good ones, great festivals. And the band likes to play live. That's why we are recording an album. The album is giving you a chance to go out there on the road.
Oh, as you said, you will be in Burgos, in Spain, in this month, in September. But can we see you in Spain? Can you see Victor in Spain next year? Perhaps in a big festival in our country, because you didn't do big festivals in Spain.
Everybody's asking me, why can't you go to South America? Why can't you go to America? We would love to. There's a little problem. There are promoters. Somebody has to book the band and somebody has to fly them over there. Right now, the live situation is very strength and not that easy like 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 10 years ago. Every AAA band is going out on tour because nobody's selling records anymore. So AAA bands, like whatever you call them, the 20, 50, 100 AAA bands, and they do blockade kind of like a couple of slots in a festival. So it's very difficult to jump on a festival, and the band always is be ready and willing. As I said, it's a matter of the promoters. And if the band is well known, blah, 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 like this. But so many bands, I mean, for what we do next year, Wacken again, there had been 5,000 bands offered themselves to play in Wacken. 5,000. Well, so maybe this gives you a kind of like idea what's the situation, the booking situation is out there. And right now they are booking shows for 25 in May. So you have to be a year ahead, and it's unbelievable, the situation. So we are lucky, or we are glad, and we are happy that we will have shows. And I guess we played 2 years ago. What was it, Ripollet?
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of like a bigger festival. And I would love to do it again, or some other festivals. Hey, I'm ready for.
Well,
it depends on the fans. It depends on the record sales. It depends on whatever. It's the same old business.
As you said, there are a problem now with the music because nobody sells records, and all the bands are touring all the time, and there are a kind of saturation of the scene.
Yeah, and on the other hand, that's another reason maybe is that you have so many festivals these days. I mean, every weekend you have 4 or 5 different festivals. So, and then the promoter, they just want to have the AAA big acts. So people are buying the tickets for sure, So maybe I'm still working on to get Victory back again on this high level. I'm doing and trying my best every day. The whole band does. And there's nothing else we can do. We can do more right now. It depends, as I says, on the kind of like record sales, on maybe a chart position, on the reviews in the magazines, on interviews, and yeah. But we would be ready and willing.
Well, for me, Victory is one of my favorite bands in the world because
Thank you so much.
I follow Victory as the beginning. I think
Wow.
since the 80s with the different
I wasn't born
formations.
then. It's an avatar you're talking to. I'm 27. I'm still 27. In my mind, I'm 34. But I'm still a youngster and still a young kid. I feel like a young kid.
Yes, that's the point.
When I grab my guitar, I still feel very young and very powerful.
The way of playing guitar of Herman Frank is a way of playing who likes all the people. I think likes the old people, likes the new generation. All one like
thank you so
Herman
much.
Frank.
Yeah,
and that's a strong point of Victory. The Herman Frank solos.
yeah. Thank you so much. Actually, there's an idea and a couple of shows already booked. I'm doing next year a kind of like legacy of Herman Frank because I played in so many bands, and promoters talked to me. Hey, I came up with this idea and talked to my agent, and he said, "Oh, that's a wonderful idea. I will perform from every band I was in there at least one song in one concert." So I'm hiring two female singers, two male singers and one female singer, and then I will play from Accept over to Panzer, to Victory, to Herman Frank, to any band, maybe a Sinner song already. So I'm always coming up with new ideas, but we'll see. The future is wide open.
It will be an only show, or could be possible to be in 3-4 shows around Europe?
They only book festivals right now. I guess 4 festivals are already booked. There's Czech, the Masters or whatever rock, whatever master rock. I can't remember all these names. And if they and I tell you, my agent said they won't give you 3.5 hours for. I mean, you played in so many bands and wrote so many songs. It might take 3.5 to 4, 5 hours. It's impossible. So you have to cut down on 1 hour or 1.5. I said, okay, I will try give my best.
What could be the two male singers, David Rees and Gianni Pontillo?
No, there's already, I guess, Rick Altsey. I worked with this guy in Herman Frank. And the second male singer, I'm still contacting a couple of people. We will see. I'll come up with the news very soon.
Well, let's talk about your other projects. You are right now, I think, in 3 main projects, in 3 big projects. One is Herman Frank Band. Your last record was in 2021, and in Iron Allies.
Oh yeah.
How about these bands?
Pardon me?
How about these bands? Tell me the plans with these bands.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. I just love it. Hey, not many people can take my pace. You know, I'm always into music, and I love writing songs. And one band is maybe not enough. I work too. As long as one band is not successful, like Saxon or Accept or whatever, you know. Otherwise, I wouldn't have time for it. But I love to work with different guys and different singers, because everybody got his own style, his own character. And so this gives me a chance to fulfill all the different hearts that are beating in my chest. One for hard rock, one for metal, one for a little metal blues, whatever you call it. And that gives me just a chance to spread out the inspiration I do have. And I do have such many riffs and such many songs in my head. Yeah, why shouldn't I record it? I love it. In Iron Allies, we played a couple of nice festivals. Herman Frank in this meantime, it's a little bit quiet about this. Maybe I come next year up with another Herman Frank album. I don't know yet. I will start writing music again after the little tour in September. So maybe October I start again writing some music, and then I will see which which band comes up with the next album.
Well, this is Herman Frank Band and Iron Allies. Can we expect a new record of Iron Allies?
Maybe. Maybe. The thing is, you need
Well,
just 10 great songs.
yeah.
And these times, it's not getting easier to come up with new songs. I wrote a couple of maybe 1, 2, 3, or even 4, or even more. And nobody wants to copy himself, and I don't want to copy myself. And everybody expects something new, but in the style of Iron Allies, but in the style of Herman Frank, but in the style of Victory. It's not easy.
But
I do lots of people that just writing one album and they give up.
But in Victory, for example, Gods of Tomorrow and Circle of Life are two excellent records. Excellent, for me, masterpieces. And never repeat a song in these albums. All the songs are very, very good.
I got lucky. It's a lot of work and a lot of thinking and a lot of trying out, throwing away, erase something, start from the scratch again. Once in a while, I come up with a song or bring back to my home, and I'm still put them on a CD. So I put them in the little ghetto blaster. And then I play to my wife or to my daughter. And my daughter is the most highest critic girl you can think of. And she listens and says, okay, you can do that. And once in a while, it happens that she said, oh, Daddy, this song you wrote 30 years ago, don't do. So it happens once in a while that you copy yourself. And then you have to go again. It's not that easy. As I said, I do a lot of bands, they give up after 2 or 3 albums.
Well,
and don't have any ideas anymore.
The penultimate question for you. Some musicians of Victory are in your other projects. Mike Pessin is in all of the projects, in Herman Frank Band and in Iron Allies, and Malte Burkett is in Iron Allies. Are you comfortable working with them? Why do not choose other musicians?
Especially Mike, the guitar player. It's just a friend. It's one of my best friends, and he plays the same kind of guitar I do, so it fits perfectly. And it's very hard to find some guitar players they can copy your style. And so Mike is able to, and he lives in Hanover too. So it's a good situation, a very great situation. We can meet for practicing in my studio anytime, and that's a very important point. And I don't want to have any other guitarists and don't have the chance to practice with them, in the studio. And Malte, he's a great bass player. Why should I take another one? He's such a nice guy and great performer on stage. There are not that many good bass players around, and there are not that many. There are many great guitar players, but always lead guitar players, or at least they try to. They pretend to be lead guitar players, but a song is not the 5 seconds lead or the 5 second solo. A song is the rhythm and the performance of a song. Therefore, it's hard to find a guy who fits into my style.
Well, and the last one for today, what are the future plans of Herman Frank and obviously for Victory?
For Victory, we go for live shows, festivals, to promote the album, and we are looking forward to play the new songs. I asked the guys in the band, we have to be prepared to play all the 10 songs from the new record and change them once in a while play the one show 3 of them, the next show 3 other ones, and stuff like that, because I really do like the new songs. And I'm getting a little tired of playing always the old songs from Victor, I played Temples of Gold like now since 30 years or even more. And Checks in the Mail I do for 40 years or whatever, So I'm looking forward to play a couple of new songs. That's for Victory. Herman Frank, as I said, or Iron Allies, future is wide open. I will start writing some new songs or new material in October. I have to prepare myself for the live shows for Victory, and I have to practice a lot of times, a lot of things, because it's easy to record, but it's not that easy to play the guitars live.
Well, thanks, Herman. That was all for me in this case. It's a pleasure to speak with you again, and I hope to see in person very, very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking your time, and say hello to everybody, to every fan in Spanish.
Thank you, Herman. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you.
TNT Radio. Tu radio en Internet.